Merry Christmas. No. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, friends. Let's get into it. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Jonathan. Welcome to my channel. Friends, we're gonna get a new name in the new year. I don't know exactly what it is yet. I'm floating around a few ideas, but I figure, I don't know, just for like acting stuff, it would be nice to just have this little separate. So, look forward to that. It'll be something fun, but very simple. And I'm glad to take you all on the journey. Thank you for being with me for this year. I really appreciate it. But you're here. You're not here for me giving thank yous. You're here for me to read people fulfilled, and that's what we're going to do. So buckle up, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and friends, let's dive in with two great stories for today. Okay, here we go with story number one. This one is very short, and I will make it short. I promise. Okay, need advice. 21-year-old female and a 22-year-old male. Okay, I have had two relationships in the past, both during my college years. 19-year-old female with 19-year-old male, and then 20-year-old female with 22-year-old male in both relationships. What? Oh, sorry, that's a comma, not a period. Reading is fundamental. In both relationships, I tried to be the perfect girlfriend. I listened to them, made plans, and put in my best effort to make the relationship work. And I won't deny that they did the same. Everything felt perfect. Okay, good. Because I was about to say, don't go on 100 right away. All right, you got to test the waters. Like, okay, I'm going to give a little bit. Okay, it's reciprocated. Great. Not to say you're doing things to get things back, but you'll be surprised how many people are just takers. And if you just do, you should always do something because you want to do it, which I think, like, I feel that way of like, I want to do this nice thing for you because I like you. But it's also being conscious of like not doing too much too fast where you get caught up in that, where you also give yourself enough time to like watch the behavior. Watch the behavior, okay? Because the lights, they might start shining. And some of them are red, okay? However, I had one rule from the start in both relationships. I am against having a physical relationship before marriage, and I stood by it. Well, first of all, good for you. I can't. I haven't. But I'm curious because you didn't say sex, but you said physical relationship. Does that mean anything physical? Like, is this very like Little House on the Prairie, don't kiss me, don't touch me? Or is it like we can kiss, we can cuddle, but nothing further? I think that's a difference. Regardless of what it is, you get to decide what that looks like for you. They thought that with time, I might not be so rigid and would eventually agree to a physical relationship, but I didn't. I don't know if you're like being like, I want to be like a lady, so I'm saying physical relationship instead of sex, or if you really just mean like is holding hands too much? I need some, maybe some context will be in the comments. And not to say that will change things, but only slightly. This didn't sit well with either of them, and we eventually broke up. And let's be clear. The reason I said it might change slightly, there's a difference between like, I would love to hold your hand versus like, I want to you down. I ain't need to say it like that. But right, where someone's like, no, because physical affection is a very important part of a relationship. And you should, in my opinion, be able to figure out what does that look like in a way that you're not crossing a boundary for yourself. I don't think some people have a very negative, especially when you grow up in church, something like sex is nasty and bad and everything, and don't touch nobody, don't look at it, don't touch nothing, don't look at nothing. I think a more healthy way to look at it is saying like, we know that this is going to be part of a relationship if we're exploring a relationship with each other. After a certain amount of time, what are the access points that we're opening up? I don't need to kiss the first, I'm not, this is the I in general. This is the I is not me. Be like, I don't need to kiss someone on the first date. But like, if you've been together for a year, yeah, that would be an important part to keep in. Again, you get to decide whatever that parameter looks like, but I encourage you not to feel like if I just do one thing, it is a slippery slope. No, that's why it's very important to take your time and be, especially if this is the way that you view sex and relationships and physical intimacy or physical connection of any sort. So it's like there is a difference between someone saying like I want to hold your hand and that being a reasonable request if you've dated for like a year versus someone trying to pressure you to have sex, right? So that's why I'm very curious. I'm like, are you very pent up or are you just like no, I'm just not trying to open up shop for anybody. Again, I don't want anyone coming for me in the comments. All two people that ever comment. This is not a blame or judgment of you, but just something to keep in mind. Now, as I consider trying again, believing in someone again, and putting myself through the effort once more, I just want to know your perspectives. Is this necessary? Is it a must? It's not necessary. It's not a must. I know people. All right, all right. Let's call a square a square. It's going to be a lot harder in general. And it doesn't even matter if you're in the church. I know a lot of people in the church and they was busting it open, left, right, center, up, down, turn around. Take it back now, y'all. Okay. So it's not about that, but I will say usually these things are related to, I'm just going to assume, related to some kind of religious connection. I would then encourage you to be very specific about dating people that are just as convicted about this aspect of your religion as you, right? Because again, you can have someone that is very committed to whatever God you believe in, whatever religion you follow, but they could be lax about this subject. It seems like you need to be very specific from jump, that you're like, I haven't before, and I'm not planning on doing that. And you stand by that. I think sometimes, and maybe that's why, now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe that's why you're just like, I don't even want to do anything physical at all, if that's what you actually meant. Because it's like, if you give a mouse a cookie, they'll want a glass of milk. And sometimes that's true. I feel like you just have to make sure that you're always in control of the conversation, right? So if it's like I'm not ready to do this, thank you for bringing it up. And if they keep badgering you about it, you're like, okay, great. So this obviously isn't going to work out. The person that you're meant to be with isn't going to be badgering you about these things, okay? And also, I don't think it's wrong for the person to ask you about wanting something physical, right? Because that is such a big part about a relationship. I think you're doing great because you're staying true to yourself. And do that. And again, like, don't think that giving one small thing will lead to the destruction of something else. But it seems like you're making good calls. Just trust yourself in that. You don't need to compromise. Don't compromise. Also, this whole thing of like, trying to be the perfect girlfriend, don't do that. Don't do that. Be yourself and try as hard as the other person tries. That's it. Oh, it was easy. Next story. All right, the youngins are active now. We have another one. We have another teen one. We have my boyfriend, 18-year-old male, says the most hurtful things imaginable when he's emotional. I think the teenage ones are so funny because I'm like, y'all really, it's so like chaotic and like a tornado. And sees me, 18-year-old female, in a negative light. And I'm truly breaking inside. I love him, but what can I do? Look, you think you love him. You have very strong feelings towards him. I'm gonna say it ain't love, but that's just me. What do I know? I'm a guy with freaking light bulb antlers. Hi guys, I really need advice right now. I'm an 18-year-old female and I've been with my boyfriend, 18-year-old male, for about 2 years. Okay, you started when you were like 16. Oh, that teenage love, baby, that'll get you. We've always had some communication issues. Not all the time, but when it happens, it's bad, okay? What did Oprah say? When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Whenever something goes wrong in his life, grades, exams, stress, grief, or when we're apart for too long because of travel, he starts seeing everything negatively, including me. So your life's going wrong and I'm the problem? Jokes. How's it my fault you failed your English class? Read a damn book. And when he's like this, I always try to be calm and caring. I ask him why he feels the way he does, what I can do if it's something I did, and I really try to understand him. I always put my feelings aside when I know something is going on with him because I know I need to be there for him when he is going through this event. You ain't got to do shit. Who said you need to be there? I feel like similar to the last time, it's this thing where we kind of have like indoctrinated women or like young girls to be like, it is your job to heal the demon that is man. He will suffer. You must toil and feel more suffering to heal him and be there for him, regardless of how he treats you. It's very much giving that, like, this mindset of like, I just have to fight for a relationship. Like my mom, my dad cheated on my mom, and then he was mean to her, and then he said he never said he loved her since the day they got married 30 years ago, but she stuck it out. So I should be sticking it out. I'm like, that's the lesson you learned? Yeah. It's crazy because the people that are flashing through my mind right now, I'm like, it's crazy. I'm like, how you look at that and be like, and it's not just even like that kind of small side tangent. I've always been a person that like, I've seen things and I'm like, oh, I don't want that to be me. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. Um, and it baffles me sometimes that some cycles end up repeating. Some cycles I'm like, it makes sense, right? Because when you're in certain stages, like that's just how it goes. We know with generational trauma, that kind of stuff. But sometimes I look and I'm be like, you hate this. You absolutely hate, like you've seen this live. And then for you to be like, yeah, that's what I should do. Crazy. Come on, wake up. Wake up. But the things he says during these moments are so hurtful. Stuff like, "You're going, damn, bitch. You're going to be a mother." I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because, like, damn, that's crazy. And to say that at 18 too. What's going on? They should start putting locations. I'm curious where in the country you live. Don't you ever talk about morals? You have no right. I'm more right than you, maybe. You just want the worst for me. I want the worst for you. Maybe she don't. I do. Everything in my life has been bad since you came. All right, then leave. Bitch. What the? What the? Like, why are you staying around? I hate when people are in relationships like this, where they're like, my life is so much worse with you in it. Then leave. Thank you for telling me. You ain't about business. Stand on it. Stand on it. Get out right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late. I can't wait for you to be gone. Okay? Wild. I would never say things like this to someone I love. You would never say this to someone that you love, okay? I want you to look in the mirror and say that 3 times, okay? You wouldn't do that to someone that you love. When you love someone, you don't talk to them like that, okay? Are you putting the pieces together on this puzzle that is your life? Ever, okay? It genuinely hurts so much, but I stay calm, take breaks when I need to, like telling him I need 5 minutes and try not to react out of anger. Girl, you should react out of anger. Let that bitch know what it is. I'm hot. After he calms down, sometimes days, even a week later, I finally tell him how hurt I am. He apologizes and says he won't do it again, but he does it again. So what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and expecting a different result. Now you get latitude. I'm not going to whack you like I do all the rest of these people because you're just still a teenager. You're teenage love. You've been with him since you're 16. That doesn't, I also don't say that to be like very flippant about like teenage relationships. You feel that very like, deep, like it's a very strong connection that you have. It's easy to look back on, like anyone that's older, you look back on your teenage years and you're like, I thought that was love, or you're like, I did love this person, but I knew it was bad and I wouldn't go back to it, right? You have so much more perspective in life. At this point, you don't have that, which is good that you're reaching out, but like, it's crazy that like, you can't continue to let these patterns go through, because if you set a precedent this early on in your life for these relationships, you're going to have a very hard time. And the worst part about it is what you don't want is for the right person to come along and you fumble it because you've allowed these bad things to come through, or you become so bitter about relationships because you've excused it. Now, if there's danger involved, right, that's one thing. But if it's just like I can break, but I feel like I should fight for it, this is not Mulan, a girl worth fighting for, okay? Okay. Right now, he's upset with me because he thinks I treat him the same as everyone else, like my friends, which isn't true. I put so much more effort, time, love, gifts, attention into that. I'm gonna skim the rest of this because, like, what else are you gonna say that's really gonna make me? Okay, she gives an example. I'll read this. For example, he said, I never text when I'm with friends, so I immediately fixed that and started texting more because that's how communication should be. Fair, right? Your partner has a need. They ask for an adjustment and you make the adjustment. You're like, that's not hard to do. Cool. But now he never texts me when he's with his friends. All right. And that's all I need. I saw the first comment. They were like, baby, you're 18 to, partners are a dime a dozen. And I gotta second it. I can't entertain this any longer. Like, I'm whacking you because I care. Leave that man. Okay? And all right, and then that's it. So final thoughts. We're going to final thoughts. Roll the thing, Tyler. The final thoughts, friends, are you should. I know both of these were like kind of women who are fighting for relationships, but I've seen like some like guys fight for relationships too, where it's just like you are going out of your way, you're doing backflips to make it work for them. That's not your job. A relationship is a 2-part agreement where you're agreeing to hold up your part, which is like, I'm gonna love you, support you, be there for you, and whatever contractual things. I mean, like we're monogamous, so don't sleep with nobody, don't kiss nobody, that kind of stuff. You get to bring off your part, they get to offer their part. If they are not bringing their part, then that's on them. You get to decide if you want to stay or if you want to leave. Have enough respect for yourself to say, I'm going to leave. Listen, there are a lot of people that are single for a long time, and they're a lot happier being single than they are with being in a broken, tumultuous relationship, because you actually never will know peace, okay? Because at the end of the day, I might not have a man, but I'll be sleeping at night in my bed comfortably, okay? Warm, because I can afford the heat. Whatever I want to DoorDash that night, I could do that. All right? It's you obviously want someone to be there and like to love you and all that stuff. Don't ever sacrifice yourself. Don't do that. That's crazy. All right, happy holidays, friends. Bye.